It is a very exciting time to be a fan of video games as we are getting into the season of E3, where there is going to be tons and tons of announcements for loads of games, and today alone was no exception. Fallout 76 as well as 3 new Pokemon titles. Now that's just the tip of the iceberg, but I saw a game which I believe that all of you watching are going to be very, very interested in. I came across the announcement trailer for this yesterday and I thought this looked so cool that I had to share this with you all. And I'm also incredibly curious to see what you guys think of it down below in the comment section, so definitely give it a discussion. But this is a brand new Battlefield style modern day tactical shooter coming later on in the year as an early access title on PC Steam called World War 3. As soon as I saw that title alone, I was intrigued, and I'm sure you guys are as well. It's a little bit of an unfortunate name, but trust me, this game has an interesting pitch. Now, dare I say it, but this game looks to be the multiplayer FPS shooter that's going to be taking on Battlefield 5. There's been a lot of backlash with the reveal of Battlefield 5, and of course I'll talk a little bit about that into the video, but this game to me also looks like it could be trying to attract the Call of Duty audience by giving a modern military first-person shooter game rather than the slightly futuristic game that Black Ops 4 is. Now, seeing this game in action, and whilst this is only the first trailer we've seen of it, it looks absolutely insane. Bear in mind this is a very cinematic heavy trailer. It looks like the game which all fans of Battlefield would have wanted to have seen instead of Battlefield 5. Now, seeing as I'm a Call of Duty channel, there's obviously going to be some apprehension from some of you guys about my thoughts and opinions. I've been playing Battlefield games since Bad Company 2, and I felt like they've been getting better and better as time goes on, but I've always wanted there to be another great version of Battlefield 3. I thought Battlefield 4 was pretty good, but honestly it didn't quite capture the magic and the intense amount of fun that I had with Battlefield 3, and this game looks to be what all Battlefield fans wanted Battlefield 5 to end up being. My personal opinions about the Battlefield 5 reveal trailer is I don't think it showed the game in a great way, but the details I've heard about the game do sound really, really promising. I just personally feel a little bit fatigued with games that have gone back to the past, and I'd rather see something a bit more modern. With World War 3, this game is a multiplayer military FPS set in a modern global conflict. Strong team play, national armed forces, real locations, full body awareness, and a versatile customization system all contribute to the authenticity of the modern combat experience, enhanced by other essential elements such as a robust ballistic system, advanced armors, and lifelike weapons. Produced in cooperation with military R&D centers and consultants, World War 3 shows the consequences of every battle in the context of a global war campaign on a strategic war map. And from hearing and seeing it alone, I'm getting vibes like as if Battlefield 3, made in 2018, was fused with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, because apparently the game promises a modern Battlefield experience. This presents a modern conflict with tactics, techniques, and procedures inspired by true combat engagements. All of this is packed into 2 exciting game modes. The first one is Warzone, which offers opportunities for dynamic, intense firefights and teamwork-focused battles of infantry and armored units over fortified points. Now, explaining this first game mode, which is Warzone, it's played on a strategic war map based on 4 different real-life locations in Europe, this being Berlin, Warsaw, Smolensk, and Moscow. And essentially, this map is going to be constantly evolving and changing as the players of the game fight it out. And to show the consequences of every battle, each player performance is rewarded with resources used to conquer or defend a territory. If you gain additional bonuses via the metagame, you can turn the tide of the war. So essentially, the better players are doing within a certain war zone, the more resources they are given, which can then be used to defend their territory from the opposing territories, or use those resources to conquer other territories. Something that I've never heard before in a multiplayer FPS game is that every destroyed vehicle, every kill, every bullet fired, every achievement that is done in the game by the population of players is going to affect the bigger picture, presented on a constantly evolving interactive war map, eventually covering the entire planet. So these battlefields are going to be absolutely gigantic, and they're only going to get bigger as we spread across the entire planet, playing on every single piece of land until the entire planet is covered. And that to me is a really cool sounding mechanic. We have Fortnite, which has a constantly evolving map for Battle Royale, but we've never had it where a huge multiplayer game where there's 64 versus 64 games where the outcome of those games physically affects the overall map itself. And as the fights are constantly happening, it's going to physically change the playable areas and maps we have, which is so cool. I've never seen a developer before change and adapt the map in a way like this for a realistic multiplayer shooter game before. Big battles with huge tanks and other various vehicles, which is going to affect the overall map. What do you think of this idea so far? Let me know down below in the comment section, but this is only one half of the game, as it boasts another game mode called Recon mode. This is probably not a surprise to anyone, but the Recon mode is their take on Battle Royale. So we have another challenger into the Battle Royale mix now. We have PUBG, we have Fortnite, we have Call of Duty Blackout, and now we have World War III Recon. They describe it simply as being a tactically orientated mode, and that you'll work in small squads to capture high value targets in hostile territory. The aim is to make it feel like actual warfare. Or so they say. They say together the modes create a coherent gameplay experience aimed at presenting the actual feel of modern warfare. If we don't see Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 next year from Infinity Ward, then you can kiss those prayers goodbye, as this is probably going to be the closest thing that we're going to get. Now, when asking to the developers directly about any further details on the game, such as the Battle Royale, all they said is that it's a fresh new take on Battle Royale and that more details will be available soon. They mentioned it's going to be up to 64 players per match, and that if the game does well on PC, then there's a very good chance that this could be brought to console as well. And I believe that that would really put this game in a very good place. In my opinion, there's definitely room out there in the gaming market for as real and as authentic as a war combat experience can be. I mean, PUBG is very close to that, and there has been games in the past like Armour 3, for example, which is very similar to PUBG. I believe the same creators, but that is aimed as like being the most realistic military game ever. But this game tries to boast a true combat experience by making the most authentic bullet versus armor system in the first-person genre to date, achieved through years of research and development with military professionals. Ballistics, a weight system, full body awareness, vehicle physics, and an extensive customization system all affect the gameplay in a meaningful way. Whilst Call of Duty hasn't really been emphasizing this until Black Ops 4 with the specialists, this game is going to support team-based gameplay, rewarding the initiative in playing as part of a squad. Responsible cooperation within a squad is the best recipe for combat effectiveness, and players can choose between assuming the role of an attacker or a defender and use any gear available to support their playstyle. What matters is the victory at hand. And I think that is a very strong thing for this game as well. Whilst some games are very heavily where you're set within your role, this has no limits to what you can do. You can find your own unique combat set fitted to your needs and style without being bounded by classes or roles. You can choose from hundreds of combinations of different weapon parts, attachments, skins, camos, and paints, and the same rules apply to vehicles, tactical gear, and uniforms. If it's possible in real life, then it's possible in the game. It's as simple as that. Now, I really hope that this game gets off to a good start. They've also mentioned there's going to be a closed beta for the game where people can try it out, and like I mentioned at the start of the video, it's in Steam Early Access later on towards the end of the year. This game could be quite a big contender in the online FPS genre. What do you think down below in the comment section? Does this look like a game you're interested in? Does this look like something that you will probably check out when it does release? Let me know your thoughts. Also forgotten to mention that this is all coming from a small development studio in Poland. They've been hammering away on this game for years and years, and they believe that the game will receive a warm welcome from multiplayer FPS fans and military passionates, and they're not slowing down in perfecting the project, which they hope to develop together with the community. So for a small development studio to go up against the gaming titans that are Call of Duty and Battlefield this this year, do you think this game will be successful? Do you personally think that this is a good looking game, and would you try this out? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down below, as I'd really appreciate it. If you enjoy this type of content, looking at some games which you may not have thought of seeing before and that might have tickled your fancy, let me know also down below in the comment section. I appreciate all the support on this video, even though it's not your typical zombies video. If you want to support it further, then a like rating would be very much appreciated. But I'm going to play the full trailer for this game in full without me talking, so you can hear the context of the world building they have here, everything that's going on. But thank you for watching if you're still at this point of the video. I appreciate it a lot, and I'll catch you next time.
We ignored the signs. We deceived ourselves, hoping this day would never come. You think you've seen war, but not like this.